Well, it certainly can be. And so a lot of it can depend upon the size of the business. So we'll say, for example, a plumber or a flooring company. Maybe they have 4 or 5 employees and they are supervising all of those people and kind of running the jobs. That's probably, in fact, I know it's very different than a 50-person company.
Uh-huh.
And how it goes. I mean, that's just true of any business. The more employees you have, the more layers you have, the more diverse pieces are, and it becomes that proverbial plate at the buffet line. You just have to really watch those things. But yes, subcontractors in particular, depending upon the industry, can have very different accounting issues that they need to deal with that are specific to their business. So, we try to talk about those a lot. Plus, you also have to think, are they in commercial? Or are they in new construction? Or are they in remodel? So those are different animals in and of themselves also, because commercial builders, they have different requirements than like a housing builder might have, or a Joe Blow person off the street that wants to maybe do their basement, have some different wiring. So all of those things kind of play into it. So usually a subcontractor is someone who, a general contractor of some type, and they will bid a proposal for a new house, we'll say. Through and depending upon where they're at in the pipeline. Now, if you're early on and you're a framer, well, you're one of the first ones in, so you pretty much know your prices. But if you're a flooring person or a drywall person who might be 6 months out before they get to your product, and changes between then. And so what are you going to do as far as protecting yourself so you can hopefully recoup some of those costs? If you have a cost change, can you get your vendor to lock in a price, or can you put it in the contract that if we have a pricing change of a certain amount, then I can change my bid effectively? And in particular, in this last year, that has been huge. That's not an issue with some people, and the cost benefit of tracking all of those things is not there for the client. We keep them aware of it so that the real issue is like you forecast you're going to make this much money on a job, but you weren't watching your costs well enough, and therefore horrible feeling, and there's no way to make it up if
Uh-huh.
you're done with that job. I mean, we do try and look out at the economy and how they're doing and how much pre-orders they have. Probably the biggest way of forecasting, and then they got, the subcontractors are always talking to the contractors about like, what do you guys see coming and blah blah blah. And so, most of my contractor clients, they've got stuff into 2023 already on the books. They just haven't gone out of the ground yet because they got to get permits and whatnot. So that's kind of how to go down to the subcontractors, and they can sort of fill it in and have at least a decent seat of the pants. Now, if it's COVID, I know generally speaking what the price of like a pallet of wood was. It was 4 times higher than what it was at that pre-COVID levels. It shot up that much. It has gone back down some, but it's not all the way back to if somebody bids a job and they say, today it's this. And then I know my flooring contractors, they got 5 days lock in of prices. That was it for a period of time. There's only 5 days. So like if they called today, you got 1 week to order that material, or else the price might change next week. So, and that was happening a ton. And all through the pipeline, things other down in Texas, that's where almost all the PVC pipe is made in this country. And they had that big freeze a while back, and it shut down all the power plants and did all this stuff. It just killed everything, and it killed a couple plants that actually makes PVC. And so they've had price hikes all in the plumbing industry. And so it's everywhere. I mean, you go down the line, it's wiring, those coatings, pretty much everything you put into a house, every stick, almost every piece that you put in has had these price spikes and vast variables throughout the year.